Hello, everybody. How are you all doing? You're finally done with your May 24 exams. You are finally done with the exams that you have been working for so hard for so many months. How does it even feel? I mean, how does it feel that you don't have to set an alarm for tomorrow? How does it feel that you can sleep finally to your heart's content tonight? I'm sure it feels really nice and you deserve it. You deserve all the rest in the world because come on, you have actually worked so hard for the last 15 days. I mean, I'm sure many of you would agree that this must have been the hardest that you have ever worked in your lifetime. Right, guys? So go relax, chill. There's absolutely no agenda for this evening. You are not going to be doing any thinking, any analysis, any assessments, nothing at all. Nothing, no agenda for this evening, no plans for the brain. Do whatever your heart, wants to do. Just chill, just relax, and just be. You're understanding. See, listen, at this point of time, some of you would be happy that, yes, I did my exams well. Some of you would be happy with the way things went. But some of you would not be all that happy. See, the thing is, I'll tell you what, okay? Many of you would have written your intermediate examination for the first time in this May. And before this, what have you written your school exams and CA foundation? Now, in school and all, what are we used to? If I prepare nicely and go, I'll write for full 100 marks and I'll get somewhere in 80s and 90s. That's what we're used to. So, from that to this, it must have been such a huge shocker for many of you. Some of you would have thought, oh my God, what did I even put myself into? Right, guys? So, whatever it is, whether you are happy with the way things went, whether you are not so happy, some of you might be having some regrets. Oh, I could have done this a little better, or this paper, I'm not happy with my performance, I should have done better. There'll be some regrets, there'll be, some anxieties, whatever it is. Whether you've done well, whether you've not done very well, don't be too harsh on yourself. It's over, it's gone, it's done. Let it be now. All right. Now, listen, one more thing. I've been getting this message from many of you. So I want to address it. Some of you would have thought, okay, that I will write both the groups. And you would have prepared for both the groups, attended classes for both the groups, thinking that you will write for both the groups. But after the first group got over, probably something happened, something was off, or whatever reason, you did not write the second group. And now you're dying in guilt that, oh my God, why I did not do it. You might be feeling so guilty, you might be regretting, that you might be feeling like a total failure that, I thought I will do both the groups, but I couldn't do. See, just tell me, is it written anywhere? Is there any rule that you have to do both the groups together? Not at all. See, it's just something that everybody keeps talking about, and subconsciously we start believing this as, the absolute truth of life. In fact, it's not. Trust me, please trust me when I say this. Whether you wrote both the groups together or whether you write groups one by one in your intermediate, it does not matter. At the end of the day, what matters is you're a chartered accountant and you have those two letters in front of your name and your life is set. Are you understanding? So, see, I'll tell you something, okay? This course is already complicated. Now, don't overly make it even more complicated by unnecessarily putting extra pressure on yourself. Are you understanding? It's fine. If you did one group, it's fine. If you did both the groups, it's amazing. But this does not define you or your self worth. Exams are a part of life. I always keep saying this. Exams are a part of life. Exams are not life. Are you understanding, everybody? Yes. So do not be too harsh on yourself. Instead, be proud of the fact that you were able to put in so much hard work. You worked even harder than what you thought you were capable of. You literally proved to the world that you are made up of iron and steel in these 15 days. You worked so hard. You've done so well. So absolutely no regret. You're understanding? Of course, we will learn from the past. We will learn from our mistakes, but no regrets. We're understanding. We will march ahead. We will march ahead with positivity. No need to depreciate yourself No need to, lower your self esteem or your self worth. You cannot let these exams define you or, your self worth. Okay, so for now, for this evening, and at least for some time, you take a break. At least for a week, you take a break. You assess things in this week, and only after that, you get to work. See, I'm very sure some of you would have come home after the exam today with one mindset that, okay, exams did not go well. I have to write in September once again. Tomorrow itself, I'm going to start studying once again. Don't do all that over drama over here. Listen, you think you don't need a break. Actually, you need a break. You have spent 15 days working really hard. Now give yourself 1 week's time. Take this 1 week off. Do absolutely nothing in this week. Sleep all you want. You're understanding? Do whatever you feel like doing, but don't take any pressure of preparation in this 1 week. In this 1 week, what to do, I will tell you. But in this 1 week, we are not going to do any preparation. Please trust me. Please give yourself this 1 week break. Okay. Now, in this 1 week, what are we going to do? We are going to assess. We are going to assess what? What difficulties did we face during the exam? What mistakes did we commit? What went wrong? What problem did we face? What was the biggest adversity for us during these exams? We will assess, we will identify. We will do this postmortem not to, feel bad. We will do this postmortem because we have to find what the problem is. Only when we find the problem can we find the solution. Agreeing or not? Yes, know that, believe that every problem has a solution, every adversity has a solution. We just have to find the solution. So to find the solution, first step is to find the problem. So in this 1 week, take your time and assess that what went wrong. Assess that what you would have wished went better. Identify where exactly you were facing a difficulty, and then we will find a solution for it. Okay, once you have identified your problems, once you've chosen what's your solution, then we will start looking ahead. So first we will look a little back. We will look a little backwards. We will see what exactly went wrong, and once we've done that, then we will look ahead. See, there is something which I brought for you, okay, over here. This is something which I saw on Instagram 2-3 days back, and it hit me like a truck. It actually made a huge, it made me think. So what is on your screen is a very brief illustration of a car, okay? Now, the car has a rear view mirror. Why do we look at the rear view mirror? To see what's gone back, right? To see what's gone behind. And this is a windshield of the car. Why do we look at the windshield? To see what's coming ahead. Now see, answer my question. Can you drive just by looking in the rear view mirror? Just by looking at what's gone behind, can you drive? No. Can you drive just looking ahead in the windmill without looking back? Just looking ahead, can you drive? No. Now and then we have to look back. But which is the bigger mirror? What is bigger? Where should we focus more? Our focus should always be more on the windshield. Our focus always has to be more on what's lying ahead and not what's gone back. So the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason. Read once again. The windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason. See, we need both. We need the windshield also, we need the rear view mirror also. We have to keep looking at the rear view mirror now and then. But the more important out of the two is a windshield. We always have to look ahead. We have to learn from what went back, and then we have to look ahead, because what's coming ahead is more important than what's gone by. Do you agree? So look forward but not backwards. But don't completely ignore what's gone by. Assess what went by, learn from your mistakes, find your problems, and find solutions to those problems. So do your postmortem of what went back, but your focus has to be on what lies ahead. See, look forward with hope that things are going to get better. Do not look backwards with regret. Look forward with hope, not backwards with regret. Learn from what went back. Learn from what you put. Learn from your days that just went by. But your focus has to be on what's lying ahead. your understanding. So that is more important than what's gone behind. So you make a plan in this 1 week, that how are you going to look ahead. I'll help you in making the plan. I've done some writing for you. You make a plan for yourself. I'll give you a perspective. See, through this writing, I'm not making a plan for you, because plan is something which you have to make for yourself. You have to identify your strengths, you have to identify your weaknesses, you have to identify your difficulties and your solutions. So the plan you will have to make for yourself. But I am just over here sort of trying to give you a perspective, trying to guide you that what your plan should be, in which direction should you plan. Once you plan, all right, once you make a plan, once you make a schedule for it for yourself, stick to it. We've learned from our mistakes. Now we will not commit the same mistakes again. So make a schedule, make a plan, stick to it, and stick to it consistently. See, consistency is the only thing that will help you get closer to what you want. All right. So make a plan. Now when you're making a plan, listen, in what direction should you plan. First of all, you will check whether see you will see which of the two buckets do you fall under. Have you written one group, or have you written both the groups in this May? If you've written one group, let me explain this chart to you first. If you've written one group, so let's say the first group, for example, if you've written one group and if it went well, and you're reasonably confident that you will pass, I'm not saying 100% confident, you're reasonably confident you will pass, now you start preparing for group 2. Okay, you take a break, let's say May 24, 25, you start preparing for group 2, and by the end of June, you should be done with your group 2 classes. You have solid 1.5 months. 1.5 months is good enough time you can finish your group 2 classes. So if your group 1 went well, and if you're reasonably sure of passing, then you start preparing for group 2. Start your classes from May 25th, let's say, and by the end of June, or let's say even July 1st week, you finish up your classes, so that July and August 2 months you have with you to do solid preparation. Prepare thinking exams will be in September first week for now, all right, and start doing solid preparation from, let's say, May 25th. If you are preparing for group 2, you can actually prepare so well that you can aim for 60s and 70s in each paper. So do not do any average preparation, do solid top notch preparation. Easily you can finish by end of June or July first week, at least the classes you can finish. But however, if you think that, ma'am, I don't know, I've done group 1 okayish, advanced accounts I'm a little unsure, other two papers I've done well, I may pass, I may not pass. If you're in that position, you're for example, you're in like a cat on the wall. You may be on this side also, you may be on that side also. If that is what you're feeling, I would still suggest even you to do the same thing, start group 2 preparation, because your group 1 preparation is good. You've done your preparation well, that's why you are feeling okayish, at least you're feeling okayish, I may pass. If your group 1 preparation was not great, you wouldn't be in this bucket, you would in that case be in this bucket. So if you're in this bucket over here, it means your group 1 preparation is okayish. You can start preparing for group 2, then you can see the results mostly will come in June end, or let's say July first week. And in case, let's say you clear, great, you've already completed group 2 classes, you'll just have to revise and then write your exams. And in case you don't clear, group 2 classes you've already completed by June end or July first week. Group 1, you already know the stuff, you just have to revise, and you can write both the groups in September. Understanding? So if your group 1 was okayish, and if you feel you may pass, you may not pass, if you're like a cat on the wall, then I would still suggest that you start preparing for group 2. Same thing. Okay. But however, if you feel that no, ma'am, I'm sure I did not do well at all. If you fall in this bucket, if you think that no, it didn't go well, it was just not, your time. If that is what you feel, then here you have to make a well thought of decision. You have to see whether your group 2 classes are at least 70% complete, 60 to 70% at least complete. In that case, you can start preparing for both the groups. But however, if your group 2 classes are not 60-70% complete, then you should focus on group 1 only. See, if you're falling under this category, you cannot simply follow the crowd. You have to make a decision for your own self, and do not get swayed by what people say. People will come give you big hopes. Be practical, okay? If your group 1 classes completed, group 2 classes at least 70% completed, 60-70% completed, then you aim for both the groups in September 24. But if your group 2 classes are even less than 60-70% complete, then even group 1 you're unsure, group 2 also will take too much time. It will become a big kitty only. So that is why focus on just group 1. I would suggest, this is what my personal suggestion would be for you. Okay. But however, let's talk about this bucket now. You wrote both the groups. First of all, congratulations, because not everybody did that. So if you wrote both the groups and if both the groups went well, amazing, amazing, amaze max, awesome that is. If your groups went well, both the groups went well, you can chill, and then start thinking about articleship. Start talking to your seniors. Do you want to, and start, making a decision that, do you want to do your articleship in the big four, or do you want to join a mid-sized firm, or, do you want to focus on audit, or do you want to focus on taxation? So, start making those perspectives. Read up, brush up your knowledge on accounting standards, recent developments, amendments, read through them, brush up your skills, and prepare yourself for articleship basically. However, if one group you are sure you will pass, another group you're not so sure. Like, for example, let's say your group 2 went well, you'll clear, but group 1 you're a little unsure. So, in that case, whichever group you're unsure about, you start preparing for that group from May 25th. Okay, like if group 2 went well, group 1 did not go great, May 25th onwards, you start preparing for group 1 and vice versa. But however, if you think that you prepared for both the groups, you wrote both the groups, but neither of the groups you will clear, if that is what you think. If you think, ma'am, no, neither of them went well, if that is what you think, then you have to make an assessment. You have to assess that, how much help do you need. You will have to assess that, what kind of classes do you need, what kind of help do you need. And accordingly, you'll have to make a decision that should you do both the groups now in September, or should you do one group now and another group in January. You're understanding? Yes, even here, same thing I will tell you. Just because your friends are doing both the groups, don't jump into the well along with them. Make your own assessment and make your own decision. If you think, ma'am, no, I've realized I wrote both the groups, both did not go well, and I realized my concepts are not strong at all. I need like real help. I need. Then do one group now and another group in September in January. But if you feel, no, ma'am, it was just that the whole exam stress and the exam pressure I couldn't handle, but my preparation is top notch, classes and all properly, I've attended proper notes, I just have to do proper revisions and, write mock tests. If that is what you feel, then yes, in September, again, you can, attempt for both the groups. Understanding? So make an assessment. I'm again telling you what I told you before starting this whole discussion. This, what I've given for you over here, is only my perspective. Your plan may change, depending upon your circumstances. You're understanding? There is no, rule that you have to follow this. I'm just trying to give you a perspective so that now you can make a decision that, what will work and what will not work. I'm just giving you a sort of a direction that in what direction can you plan, and, what ideally should be your way ahead. With this in your mind, now you will be able to make a plan for yourself. Okay, now coming to one last thing that I wanted to discuss with you. What are the ways in which I can help you in your intermediate journey? Let me tell you about that. Let me talk about law and DT one by one. When it comes to law, of course, we have the law book. Now, even this time, if you see in May 2024 also, 100% of the question paper was covered in the book. And a lot of students messaged me after class saying that, because of the charts and the colors used in the book, they were actually able to, recall the images. They were able to recall the flowcharts. And that itself, aids your ability to retain concepts and produce them in the exams with keywords. So, of course, we have the book that's available. The book also contains all the past exam question papers, MTPs, RTPs, ICI study material questions, examination question papers, MTPs, RTPs, and all since May 2018. Okay, since then it includes all the question papers, MTPs, RTPs. I've also, in fact, this time included the MCQs from the Board of Studies knowledge portal. Even those MCQs also I've inserted in the book. And what I've done is I have not, put the questions towards the end of the chapter. Instead, after each concept itself, I've put all the relevant questions so that you can keep testing your understanding, now and then, after each concept itself. So, number one, of course, we have the book. Then number two, we have the writing practice lectures. Now, writing practice lectures will help you understand, how to present answers in the exam. 30 to 35 exam quality questions. What I do is I pick them on the basis of analysis of the past trends. 30 to 35 highly probable questions I pick, and then we write down together. I mean, no discussing, no oral discussing. We actually write down how exactly the answer should be. All right. So, writing practice lectures will be live online, or you can also avail them as recorded lectures. Writing practice lectures will be in July. All right. Then number three, we have the full course lectures. When it comes to law, I always advise students against crash courses. And that is why I myself discontinued the crash courses after a point, because I realized that in crash course, what are we doing? What am I doing when I do a crash course? I am concising a syllabus which I would have completed in 150 hours. I am concising it into 75 hours. It means something I'm missing out somewhere, right? Some quality. Basically, I'm not going in that much depth, which I would have gone in full course. So, just from the top, I am helping you revise. Will it be effective? It will not be effective. In law, shortcuts will not work. And that is something which you would have understood with your May 24 exams, that in your intermediate, shortcuts will not work. So therefore, ensure that for law, do not get swayed by, short duration crash courses, because understand that they are short duration for a reason, because you're not deep enough. Right. So therefore, for law, if you think that conceptually you're not strong, then you should get the full course. But however, I'll be honest over here, if you think that some chapters you are comfortable with, only some chapters are being a problem for you, don't unnecessarily spend time on the full course once again. Get just those chapters that you are unsure of. So instead of, going for crash courses, do in-depth learning only. Either do in-depth learning in the form of full course, or if you think you're good with some chapters, only some chapters you're not so sure about, you can just avail chapter-wise lectures from the full course. Instead of taking the full course, you can just take those chapters which you're not so good at. Okay. Now, you might feel that, ma'am, if I take chapter-wise lectures, will I be able to interlink between chapters and provisions and all? Don't worry about all that, because when I recorded the full course, I recorded knowing that later students will take chapter-wise. So I've taken care of all the interlinking in the respective chapters. So interlinking, that problem you will definitely not face when it comes to the chapter-wise lectures. Okay, so this is about law. Then coming to DT. DT, of course, we have everybody's favorite. We have the workout batch, what we call it. Now, what exactly do we do over here? Let me give you, an idea. See, what happens in a full course? In a full course, we take a concept, we discuss the concept in full detail, and then we work out some questions on that concept, right? So the full course, see, when should you opt for the full course and when should you opt for the workout batch for DT? Understand that. If you think that your concept itself are not strong, if you think that what is additional depreciation, ma'am, I don't know what is additional depreciation. If that is your level of knowledge, then you need the full course lectures. But if you've already attended the full course once properly, not necessarily my full course, anybody's full course, any faculty's full course, if you have attended the full course properly once, okay, and if you've prepared at least once, if you've, done the full course, then you do not need the full course once again. Because you do not need that sort of, again driving in the concept, again working out a few questions. That will not be sufficient. So because for taxation, understand, preparation has to be different from other papers. In taxation, the kind of questions that you work out from your study material and all, and the kind of questions that we get in the examination, there is a difference. Okay, May 24 was an easy attempt. Do not judge taxation paper on the basis of May 24 attempt. All right. So what I'm telling you over here is, if you're done with your full course once, then you should go for the workout batch instead of going for the full course all over again. In workout batch, what we do is we take around 350 to 400 past examination questions and we work them out according to the amended provisions. We don't just discuss, we actually work them out. And we work them out with the same speed that we expect out of ourselves during the examination. So that way, what happens is we put ourselves in the workout batch through so much pressure, and we don't work out easy questions in workout batch. No repetition of questions. Each question will have something new to learn from. So imagine 350 to 400 difficult questions you have worked out one after the other. You have seen the worst. So anything you see in the examination now is going to look like a cakewalk for you. With that objective only, we do the workout batch. Okay, so the workout batch should be for those students who are reasonably aware of the concepts. You don't have to be amazing in the concepts. You should have reasonable knowledge. Reasonable knowledge means what, ma'am? Like, for example, let's say additional depreciation. What is additional depreciation? You should know 20% number, that much at least you should know. But what are the cases where additional depreciation you will not get? All that much in-depth knowledge is not expected. Understanding, like for example, in capital gains, you should have some reasonable idea that there's something called a slump sale. In slump sale, no indexation. Like that little basic idea you should have. Apart from that, polishing your knowledge, that will be taken care of in workout batch. Full course is only if you think conceptual knowledge is not there. But if you're writing only one group in September, then you have good amount of time. Nothing like combination of both. Okay, but listen, if you think you are midway, ma'am, some chapters I know, some chapters I left. PGBP and all, I have no idea. But other chapters I know very well. In that case, again, what can you do? You can avail the chapter wise of just those chapters which you are absolutely clueless about and then attend the workout batch. So workout batch is going to be in the end of June. I'm planning to start. But then this time the thing is, because exams are really close, I'm giving you two options. If you want, you can attend the workout batch which starts in the end of June, or if you want to start off your preparation now itself, in the month of May itself, if you want to start off, and if you don't want to wait till June, then in that case you can avail the May 24 recordings. It's of course going to be the same. There are going to be no amendments between May 24 and September 24. It's going to be the same only. So therefore, you can avail those recordings, or you can attend the September 24 batch. It's up to you. Either May 24 recordings, or you can attend September 24 batch. That is for the workout batch. One more thing, let me tell you, if you're availing the full course or if you're availing the chapter-wise lectures, 100% of the lectures are recorded and ready. So it is not like, part by part we are uploading. Fully it's uploaded and ready. So as soon as you register, within 24 to 48 hours, you get the access and you can start watching. All right. And one last thing, for those of you who don't know, yes, I've finally launched my website. So and I had announced a website launch offer, some sort of a thing, in the beginning of May, and many of you had requested that to extend it after your exams as well. So therefore, considering your request, I am restarting the website launch offer from May 17th to May 22nd, where across the whole website you can avail any course for a 15% reduction. You can use the code level up and you can avail 15% reduction across whatever course you want to avail. All right. So this is it from my side. I think this is all what I had to tell you about. We made our plan. This was something that I really wanted to tell you about. I hope this gave you some perspective. All right. So for this evening and for 1 week, go chill, do the best that you can, and begin again in the end of May. All right, guys. All the very best for everything that you do ahead, and hoping for really positive results. In fact, hoping for results that surprise us, results that are much better than what we even expect. All right, so on that note, I'll close this video here. Thank you so much. Bye bye.